And it's live. Yay!
Hi, Miss Francis.
Hello, guys. Oh, scholars, like Miss Salva calls it. I love that. I love the word. I think I need to start using that too. My ESL coordinator calls her students scholars as well. I think I need to start using that term.
Well, y'all feel like scholars?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
We like it because it reminds us of a lot of things we should be doing, right?
Absolutely.
They can all do it. So thank you for joining us. I mean, we've read your story more than once. We read it last year, but then some of these students were not with me last year. So this was the first time for them to read it this year. So they have some questions.
Okay.
And so we know, just to recap, you came to the United States about their same age in high school. Okay.
Yeah.
And you learned English while you were in high school.
Right.
Okay. And so then that's where we pick up. We know that you left high school, you had trouble with the EOC, I'm sorry, we call it end of course exam.
Right, yeah.
The U.S. history test.
Yeah.
But you were successful later and you became a teacher, and we think you're one of the best teachers.
Yay! Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, you're so sweet. I love that.
We're very proud. I mean, we're just in awe of all of your success. So I think it's important for my kids. I mean, of course, it's important for them to see somebody with the same background who's having so much success. So thank you for spending.
Oh, absolutely. No, thank you for taking your time to read the story. I think I said it in my flip grade. I am so honored that you will take, a story like mine and take it to learn and to understand a little more about the struggles that we're facing, because I'm still facing those struggles. English is my second language. So every day I learn a new word. Every day I learn something new. So we're still learning. You'll never stop learning. So yeah, I was like you. I was 15 years old when I came to the US. The only word I knew was okay, maybe, and the expression "oh," which we don't do that in my country. So when I came here, yes, English was very, very hard to learn, especially because I never learned it in Guatemala. But I loved it. I love being in school. I love being with the teachers. I love being and learning something new. So maybe that's what kind of helped me learn it quickly. So it was about a year and a half that I learned and passed the English proficiency test, because I wanted to start taking classes that would give me the credit for graduation. See, that's important.
It was different back then. They didn't give you science and math and things like that.
No, when I started going, I remember the bell will ring and I will go to one ESL class. We call it ESL. I'm sure you use ENL. What do you call it? ELD? Yeah, it's different. It's just it was a classroom where you will be expected to learn English. So the bell will ring, and I remember going to one ESL teacher, and then another bell, and another ESL teacher. I think I had about 3 or 4, and there goes the whole day. So, and I kept looking at other classes that kids were coming out of biology and coming out of sciences and math, and I wanted to take those classes. But I wasn't allowed to register until I was able to master the language. This kind of makes sense, right? If you really want to understand the content, you have to understand the language. But I guess if the teacher makes it in a way that you can understand it, it doesn't matter whether you understand the language or not. The teacher has the ability to make the content comprehensible for someone that does not have the language.
Yeah, now we do that. Yeah.
Yes.
All these guys are taking regular classes.
That's awesome. That's excellent.
Yeah. So we had specific questions after we read your story. Who wants to go first asking her a question?
Me?
Go ahead. Can you walk over there a minute?
Miss, this one question.
Okay.
It says when.
Yeah,
when.
we're going to ask. Van is from my other class. She
Okay.
wrote that.
Hello.
Hi, honey.
This is Imran.
Well, hello. Nice meeting you.
Okay, someone has a question for you, but he's not here, so I'm gonna test.
Well, go for it.
So his name is Van. He says, after you become fluent Then what is your passion now?
After I became
Plan. Miss Alva,
Yes.
is this plan? Is what?
Let me hear it.
FLUENT.
Fluent. Now that you're fluent.
Oh, okay. Hi, someone else came in. Hi.
This is Pablo, and
He's from Guatemala.
he's from Guatemala.
Hola, Pablo. Mucho gusto, paisano. All right. So thank you for your questions. So once you're fluent, what is your plan, right?
They said once you became fluent, Van wanted to know what became your next passion.
Oh my goodness. Well, are we talking when I was in high school? I think my passion was going to college. I think once I noticed that I was fluent enough in the language, I wanted to take as many courses as I could to get the credits that I needed to go to college, because I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to make a difference in kids' lives. So once I knew that I understand the language, I was capable to be in school, all I wanted to do is take classes to go to college.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. I have one of my students here that is giving me some good news. Hold on. Say hi.
Hi.
Hold on, because this student gave me good news. So I have to, yeah, what's up?
On my test, Miss Eden said that I scored a 3. That would be a 3 on the EOGs.
Okay, so he just took a practice for an end of grade test, and he just came here to tell me that his practice, he made a 3, which means when he takes a test on Friday or Monday, then most likely he will pass the end of grade testing. And he's an English language learner. Yay! Thank you, honey. I love you. Thank you for coming to share those good news. See, we love these good news.
Of course. We have a lot of good news here, too. We have a lot of our new recent arrivals who passed their end of course exams and are going to graduate.
Wow. That's a lot to celebrate. That's definitely something to celebrate.
But we're talking a lot about even if you don't have all the English or all the content, that's not any reason to give up.
That's exactly right. And that's what I tell my students too. It's not a pass or fail mentality. It's if I pass, great. If I fail, let's try it again and keep trying. I think one of the questions that I had in the flip grade was, why did you give up after not passing the test? I think it's just having that closed mindset. Oh, I failed the test, I'm done. That's what I thought back then, and it was wrong. I thought, okay, I failed the test. I am no good. I am done. That was my mentality, and I think we need to change that. We need to think about, okay, if I fail 100 times, then I'm going to take it 101 times. You have to keep trying, because otherwise, if you don't, nobody's going to do it for yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's fantastic. I know Pablo had a specific question for you. What was your question?
¿De qué parte de Guatemala?
De la ciudad. Soy de la ciudad de Guatemala. Yo viajaba mucho a Matitlán y a Escuintla. Mi papá es de Escuintla. Es como 3 horas de la costa. Entonces viajábamos mucho a la costa para comprar naranjas y manzanas y traerlas a la ciudad para vender. Así es que vendía yo en el mercado mis naranjas. So I was telling him that I lived in a city, it was 3 hours away from the coast. So my mom and I will travel to the coast to buy oranges, and then we'll bring them to the city, and that's how I will work in the market selling oranges. So that's why I missed a lot of school days, because I had to go with mom to buy the merchandise, to bring it to the city to sell.
Wow.
¿Y de dónde eres tú?
También soy de ahí.
¿De la ciudad? Qué bien, qué bien.
That's nice. Pablo is our only student from Guatemala, so he was very happy to meet you.
Yay, I'm so excited. Viva Guatemala.
Now, Kamal, I know you had a question. Would you go up to the laptop? It was about moving from New York to North Carolina? Or did somebody else, you have a question? Yeah. You can go up there.
I can't. Yeah, I'm not gonna bite you. I can't bite you. We're on the computer.
Hello.
Hi. Now I can see you.
My name is Kamal, and I have a question for you. Is why did you move from? I don't know. From North Carolina to New York.
I was in New York, so I moved from New York to North Carolina. Yes, so that's the city that the state that I came to from Guatemala was New York City. So I lived there. Again, the reason I moved was because, remember, I dropped out of high school. I didn't have a degree. I didn't have a high school degree. So all the jobs that I could do was a cashier. And cashier didn't really pay enough money. And life in New York is very expensive. So working as a cashier was not paying me enough to pay my insurance for my car, my apartment, my food. So it wasn't enough money. So I had to find another place where to go that I could still be a cashier, but I wasn't paying as much. So my aunt already lived here in North Carolina, and she invited me to come here. So I was with her for a little bit until I found my own apartment, and I met my husband and I married. So yeah, I stayed here.
Very nice.
Yeah. Give
Kamal props.
Thank you.
1, 2.
My sister is begging me to come and move to Texas. So maybe if she convinces me, I'll come see you.
Oh, yes, that's good. Ellen Shuck. Okay. Okay.
Awesome.
Go ahead, Abir.
Oh, I can see myself.
Hi, come on to the camera. Come on. Yes.
You were on Ellen.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
The question I have for you, how did you feel in the Ellen show?
How did I make it? How did I feel in there? Oh my gosh. You know, I don't think I have the exact words to tell you how the feeling is. Just amazing. I feel like I was going to explode. I was super excited. I watched this show for so many years that just having her say my name, I don't know, it's just something within me. It was just like, you know how when you're excited, you feel like butterflies in your stomach, and it was more than that. It's just, honestly, I don't have the words to tell you how excited I was. And that's why you see me running down to the stage. Did you just see that? I was like, I'm coming. It was such an exciting moment. It was an honor. I was honored to just be there, have her talk about me and talk about my story. So never take for granted the little things that you do in life, because, you know, later on, those little things that you do in life are going to inspire others. Yeah, I never thought that I was going to be in national TV. So that's yay. Thank you for your question.
You can come in. If Mr. Kanavik is okay with you being here, okay, you can come in. We have kids sneaking in from other classes.
Okay, great.
Okay, so go ahead, Rose. Come on up.
Oh, I love your shirt. That's pretty. Hi. Hi.
My name is Rose. I want to ask you about how do you feel about U.S. history now?
Oh my goodness. I think there's still a lot I need to learn, and I love it. You know, it's just something that it was new. It is still new for me, because after studying Guatemalan history for so many years and now living here in the United States, I think it's something that we need to learn. I didn't like it at first because of American history, is that I failed not getting my GED. Yeah, I like it now. I mean, I like learning now that I understand more. It's definitely exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Does anybody else have a burning question that you want to ask?
Yo tenía ya me di cuenta.
You don't, no, yeah. So you already answered some of the other questions.
Okay.
Somebody wanted to know why your grandma lived in New York City. Like, how did she get to New York City?
Well, I didn't know about her. My mother was taken away from my grandmother. So she didn't know what happened to her daughter. She was actually taken away from her own dad. I'm not sure if I'm making sense, but here's my grandma, here's my grandpa. My grandpa took away my mom from my grandmother. So my grandmother was devastated. She looked and looked everywhere for her daughter. She never found her. And so she decided to just leave Guatemala and come to the United States. And so I never met her like my entire life until I came here to the United States when she came to the airport to rescue us. I think she kind of kept in touch with us, finding out where we were and how we were doing, because she knew that we needed help at the airport. So I think behind scenes, she was trying to keep an eye on us somehow. And I'm glad she did. And I'm glad she did. Yeah.
Yes, she made a huge difference.
Yes.
Anybody else? Y'all had a lot of the questions were very similar to other questions. So I think you've answered most of our questions. Okay, here's one real quick I want me to ask. This was from Natalia in my other class. What was the most difficult obstacle that you faced?
Oh, the most difficult obstacle that I face is probably believing in me. When I walked out, that part when you read, when I walked out of the high school and walked to the bus stop and made it home, that ride from the school to the house, it made me bottle within me a sense of failure and a sense of I am no good at all. I'm good for nothing. So it just within me, I had that sense that I wasn't good for school, that I was not good as a family member. I was not good for anything in life. I was just good for the cashier and me, and I was with just that close mind. So I think the biggest barrier that I faced was believing that, yes, I can. So just taking those steps to go to the community college and signing up to get a GED and getting the GED, which, by the way, is right here. See, I keep my GED right here because that GED was the key that told me, yes, you can do it. And if you ask me today, if you see, look, I have all of these awards, all of these certificates. I don't think any of them to me are as much value as getting that GED that gave me the belief that I can do it and anything is possible.
That's so inspiring. Thank you so much. Hey, there's Tasneem came in the back.
Hi, how are you? I think she signed my book last time I was there, right?
Yeah, that's right. And this is Georgia. She's in she helps out in our 4th period class.
Well, hello. Nice to meet you. Thank you for making a difference in students' lives.
And then I think you know Ali. Do you remember Ali?
Oh, my goodness. Hi. Oh, yes, I know him. Yes. Oh, exciting.
Yeah, so we just wanted to connect with you and we appreciate. Does anybody else? Yeah, we've all asked our questions. Do you have any other questions y'all have? Okay, well, we just find you very inspiring. And we've been talking about you all year, and we've read your story more than once, and we appreciate.
Well, thank you. And again, thank you for reading the story. And your story is as important as anybody's story that is fighting through struggles. And, whenever you find yourself in a place or in a situation where you think that you just about to give up, even if you do give up, let's say you get to a point that, you know what, you're giving up. And one of the students told me in your video, why did you give up? It's not easy when it's you facing the struggles. It's easy to tell somebody, don't give up, have the strength, have the grit. So I can sit here and tell you, don't give up. But when you are facing those struggles, you're the one that has to decide, do I give up or not? And you know what? Even if you do give up, just get up and do it again. Just get up and do it again. So just because you gave up doesn't mean you're done. You're going to be done when you say to yourself you're done and you really don't get up, okay? So thank you for listening to me. I see some of you yawning. You're ready to go. It's been a long day at school. Thank you, Carol Saba. Love you. Thank you for anything. Thanks for everything you're doing.
Thanks, you too. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.